Welcome to this week's episode of the Badass Kid Podcast, episode 54. We're continuing where we left off from 53. Strap in.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, is there any stories from, because we've known each other since, fifth grade? Mm-hmm. Is there any stories you remember or remember hearing about me, John? Mm-hmm. Is there any that you like to tell?
Wait, can I say her name?
I'll cut it out.
Yeah, no, you can say her name.
They'll
fuck
bleep
that.
it.
They'll bleep it?
No, don't fuck that. You still talk to her?
No, I don't.
Neither do I. You're
I don't
fine.
fucking know where even she's at.
Nah, you know, you're good. You're good.
Oh.
I think it was Peter, Gio. Was it Gio? I know it's Peter. Gio.
Peter.
I don't know who the fuck asked you to ask.
It was either G, Peter, and then Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Ask her out.
They have, you know what though? See, there's an underline to that story that not a lot of people know. Mm-hmm. Abraham had a crush on another girl. And like, I didn't really have a crush on a girl, but I just, she was a white girl. So I was like, all right, I guess, never had a white girl. So we had made a bet, like, who was going to do it. And then I think that's when he was like, well, I'll fucking bet you $1. And I was like, well, fuck, say less.
Why? How did you end up choosing her? Because I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I knew this from start to finish.
You must have been.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I was, like, hearing all of this happen.
Well,
I distinctly remember this since 5th grade.
I think, because I had a crush on, I think it was, I went to 5th grade with us, right? But I was like, nah, I ain't taking that shot. So then I saw Taylor, and I was like, I'd probably take that shot. So I took that shot. Mm-hmm. I think that's how it became. I think it was more of I looked around and shit and was like,
circumstance.
Shit, like, all right, what about her? And then that's when they came up with the bet, and I won.
I just remember her being so excited. Like,
I had heard
so
she had a crush on me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was just so fucking happy that you asked her out.
I was a hood nigga.
Only for like a few hours later. I don't even think the end of the day. And you were like, it was a bet. I was like, oh, yeah, no. I remember her just like running off and crying. And I was like, no.
$1. What'd you spend that $1 on?
Cornets, probably.
Yeah, everyone was addicted to corn nuts or something.
Yeah, they're like 50 cents and shit. So I got 2 of them that day.
2 bags.
Shit, this just takes the bomb.
And I just remember seeing that. I was like, oh, hell no. Everyone did for some reason.
Which ones are the best ones?
I think ranch.
Barbecue.
I like ranch.
I go barbecue, but yellow ones are good too.
Yeah,
the yellow ones are fucking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd have to say ranch.
Are yellow ones originals?
No,
the
spicy ones.
The lemon,
I don't like spicy.
Yeah, lemon spicy.
Nah, ranch. Well, that's fucked up. I don't remember being that much of an asshole, but I guess it happened. Is there any other ones that don't make me seem so bad? No, huh? No, that's the one that stuck to your memory?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, because honestly, I remember, I was thinking about it, and I was like, why didn't anybody ask me out in 5th grade?
She's been stuck with you.
And then I think about how my grandma used to get me ready for school, and my grandma used to because I was like a tomboy, right? Like I said, I have 6 brothers, so I was just a tomboy. And I remember going to school in like those light blue itchy polos and like gray cargo, like baggy cargo shorts. And my grandma used to like do the slick back trenza.
Oh,
and I
shit.
look like a little lesbian. And then I think about, I'm like, well, why didn't anyone ask me out? And I'm like, bitch, because they probably thought you liked girls. So yeah, that's, and it doesn't really take far for me to think about why.
God damn, I can't believe I was like that. I guess since birth, huh?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
You're
dude.
an asshole, dude.
Dude, what an asshole.
Yeah.
Now, what do you remember? Mm-hmm. I dumped her for being boring. Like, I told her that. Like,
being born?
Boring.
Being born?
Oh, shit, son.
Damn. You're making me seem like an asshole.
Wait.
Wow.
I'm still confused. Born or boring?
Boring. Boring. No conversation at all.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was just like one day we hung out and it was like, there was like intervals of fucking like 30-minute silence. And I was like, oh. And
You didn't know that going in?
No, well, I was an asshole. So like all I remember is I was dating probably the twin. It was probably one of the twins. Mm-hmm. Or the twin. And I was like, somebody had came up to me and was like, oh, hey, homegirl over there has a crush on you. And it was her. And I was like, she looked like a little cholita. So I was like, nah, dude, I don't like that shit. I was like, I'm not into being dominated. It's not my thing. So I was like,
That's
fuck.
sexist.
Well, Some of us are a little bit more conservative in the bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why that felt like a shot, but right. That's cool. We move on.
Throwing shade.
Yeah, it'll make sense later. But like I had broke up with the twin, and I was just like, oh well, if she likes me, then I should be able to, I'll be able to get her. So that day, I think I went and I was like, yo, what's up? Like, are we together or not? And then yeah, all right. And then that was it. And like the first like day or two, it was cool. But then after a while, she just like mute, like just wasn't saying much, no conversation. I was just like, all right, I can't do this shit. So I told her in a text, see you at school.
I remember like
classy.
my first boyfriend in freshman year was this guy named. I don't know if you guys knew him.
White boy?
No, he was black and he had green eyes and braces.
No.
He moved like the next year, I think, or later
No, I
that
don't-
year, freshman year. or
Freshman year is
something.
a blur for me, so I don't know.
Yeah, but he asked me out like on a minimum day on our last period, I think. And then, or like the second to last or something like that. And then when we were walking around, he was like saying hi to like all the girls and like giving them hugs. And I was salty. I'm like, you just asked me out and you're already out here like saying hi to all these
God
bitches.
damn.
You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck this. And then at the end of the day, I was like, this is not going to work. And then the next day in science class, he was like, I'm so sorry, I changed. I'm like, it's been a day. Not even a full day at that. Like, and you're over here saying you changed. And then I remember he sang, is it called Say Goodbye by Chris Brown? And he sang me that
he
song.
didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I just
it work?
finished. Yeah, did it? No.
No.
I
I remember
just-
he also sang Toot It and Boot It to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
when
classy.
he asked me out.
Was he good? Did he sing the whole thing?
Yeah.
You gotta
Every
sit
verse?
there
Wow.
through it.
Well, it was my favorite song at the time, so I was like,
Like,
go.
why'd you sit there?
It's like you sat through the whole thing.
even now, if I listen to Toot It and Boot It, like, it
That's a
gets me
classic.
hyped.
I like
Yeah,
that shit.
for sure.
I just finished telling my wife too. Like, we were driving down the hill and we were listening to like a 2000s R&B throwback playlist, and Say Goodbye came on. And I was like, nah, change that shit. And then she's like, why? It's a good song. And I was like, all right, well, look, I'm going to tell you a story now before you hear it somewhere else. But I was like, one time, like, I wanted to break up with a girl, but I couldn't do it because I knew she was a crier. So if I did it in person, like, I had to deal with that shit. And if I did it over text, like, I wasn't going to hear nothing then, but I was going to hear something the next day. So one day I was like, I was drinking with some friends and shit. And I was like, all right, this is the time. Like, you have the balls to do it now. I might as well. So I sent her that song and I was like, hey, this is how I feel. I sent it to her. And then at the end, she was just like, well, what are you trying to say? And I was like, well, what did you get from this song? And she's like, you're breaking up with me? And I was like, yeah.
You're like, it's in the title.
I was like, yeah. I was like, you didn't feel the song? Or
She probably hates that fucking song now, dude.
Yeah, you fucked it up
I
for
don't
her.
give a fuck.
No lie, every time I hear it, it kind of makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you have to sing me that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that. That was one of my things. Like, hey, check this out. I can't tell you how I feel, but this does. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah, I remember he went through this whole thing of like asking this like upperclassman that was in our class, like, oh, give her my number. I really like her, blah, 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 blah. Only to like just be a fucking weirdo. Like, it just made no
Sounds like a
sense to
fucking
me.
weirdo already.
Yeah.
Based on what I've heard.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, high school was just a fucking mess.
I remember like for my math class, this girl, I think it was freshman year, and this upperclassman, like, I think her name was Wendy, and we had like become friends, and she was like rolling one day in class, and she was like, can you please take care of me? Like, if I start drooling, like, just please take care of me. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I was so
I don't
scared.
fucking know you.
And she was like drooling, like, and her eyes were like, she was rolling, like,
Yeah.
that bitch was gone. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like,
Start raising her hand.
yeah,
hold
she
on.
was like, she's like, oh, if I try to kiss someone, like, please stop me. I was like, bitch, no.
No.
I was like, what did
you
you
make your own
say?
decisions. You make your own decisions.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh hell, no,
Wow.
I'm not equipped for this.
There was,
I have no training.
I'm not certified. I'm not certified. Oh shit! Yeah, no, I don't think you ever saw me super fucked up in school. Did you?
No,
thank
I remember where a lot of like our friends, where it was like the thing to have tequila or vodka in the water bottles and like get super fucked up during school and stuff. And I'm like, why? Like, I didn't understand it.
It
I
was
never
fucking
drank
pointless.
anything.
To drink at school was pointless. Going to school high is a different thing.
I
Drinking
know,
is fucking
I remember
stupid.
the alcohol in the water bottle was like the trend. And I was like,
Didn't
for
someone
what?
get caught? Someone got caught, dude.
I think
I think
someone
they
tried
were
to offer
bound
it to
to.
Jonathan.
What?
They would do that at my school, and someone tried to give someone to Jonathan.
To your brother?
Yeah, he was like in
Fuck.
3rd grade or something. I don't even know.
God damn.
Yeah, I
Third
know.
grade. God damn.
Shit.
Did he drink
Turn
it?
up.
I don't know if he drank it.
He drank
I'd ask
He
him.
drank it. He took a sip.
That-
He
he
took a
probably-
sip.
Probably.
I have a question. Okay, so this is the question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
You've been making a face at me for like
My-
the
my
last
man
7
over
I
minutes.
know, it
here,
makes
dude.
me nervous.
Do you remember how he used to dress? Like he used to dress pretty like out of the blue, right? Like he was just some wild shit, like a Hawaiian shirt with fucking cargo pants. Like he didn't give a fuck.
I don't remember that. When you said it, like on the
Yeah.
other episode, I was dying laughing, but I don't remember that.
You don't remember
I
his green swim
remember
trunks?
like your clear
were
glasses
regular
or your
shorts,
white
dude.
glasses. Like those
Oh,
huge
yeah.
goggles that you had. Like
Yeah.
I just remember those glasses. As what like your statement was.
They were just fucking glasses. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want no fucking nerdy ass shit.
No, but they were huge.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
wild.
they were like legit goggles.
they were was that freshman year the first black ones I had?
You had them for a while.
Yeah,
Those were
Yeah.
the first ones. Because
Yeah,
those
you
were
had
legit
it for a
sunglasses.
while.
Because these are regular ones. But when I walked in, I was like, I want fucking sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Like, are you sure?
Like trying to stop you.
dude. I didn't give a fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
just remember your glasses statements.
But do you rule it out? Him wearing light green swim trunks.
They were not. They were regular shorts.
They
They,
were
had a
swim
zipper.
trunks.
They had buttons.
You know, I believe it though.
the material
See?
was
Yeah,
like
believe it.
Velcro or some shit, but they were
Velcro.
I think it's very on brand. It just sounds like something.
Yeah, it
he
sounds
would've
like
done.
something he
they were
would do.
neon green
Yeah.
and the trim was orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, they were
not
swim trunks.
so
They
were
were
not
swim trunks, dude.
Like also us, like you guys said, like walking in a line all around school before
Oh,
class
remember that shit
started.
in middle school?
I was like, for what?
No, I
Why
had
were
my
we
music,
doing that?
Have my music fucking
We
playing.
were just a mob of
And I
fucking.
remember me and my
PM
friends, we would be like linking hands.
Yeah, like a
just
fucking-
walking. I'm like, what were we doing?
Like, what is that fucking game? Red Rover,
Yeah,
Red Rover.
like,
Red Rover.
what were
Looks
we
like-
doing? And we would make people like go around us
Damn
because we
straight.
were like, we're not breaking up. Like you guys had to
strong
go
here.
around. Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
We would get to school like super early just
to
to
walk-
walk around.
Right.
For
God.
what?
We were cool, man.
Like,
it was a cool shit to
it
do.
just, like-
Do you remember in Pina Mesa when they would start making us break up into, like, you couldn't be in a big group?
Yeah.
And we would break up into just smaller circles.
Yes.
Fucking Jerry, one of the proctors, would just be like, "This is the same thing." I was like, "No, it's
You know,
not."
Jerry's my neighbor.
Is
he
he?
lives behind us.
Oh wow.
I hated that motherfucker for so long, but then I felt he was colorblind, and our friend Abraham.
I remember when it fucking came out that he was colorblind, and
People-
everyone had a field day about it.
Ooh, my Abraham would tell him like, "Hey, I'll move back if you tell me what color that line is." And I'd be like, "Dick, stop! Like, it's fucked up." He's like, "No, tell me what color's the line, and I'll get behind it." Because you know you're in line for lunch and shit, and you know the line's fucking red, and Jerry's like, "Oh, it's yellow," and he's like, "Why are you moving? Because that's wrong." And I'm like, "You're a fucking asshole, dude."
Him and his wife actually took me and my brother to Chuck E. Cheese once.
What?
Yeah,
He hated me.
They paid for it. Well, I think because we were his neighbors, and all his kids are all grown up, and they took us to Chuck E. Cheese and they paid for everything.
You know, that's one thing that we never found out who his kids were in school.
I didn't even know his kids were in our school.
I think one of them was,
Really?
but we never. Nobody ever fucking could figure it out. Who
You
was
sound like
kid.
you trying to fucking mark them, dude. You're gonna go beat the shit out of them.
I was in middle school.
We never
dog.
figured it
He used-
out.
He used to get me in trouble all the time. And Jerry hated me. Like from a mile away, he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? There's like 10 students right here. What do you mean? I do shit."
I know I didn't even realize he was my neighbor for like the longest time,
Yeah.
but he was always nice to us.
We knew. Well, people always knew where he lived because he's right off of
Sheep Creek. Yeah. My parents was like the corner house, and he's like the one on the side facing the street.
Yeah.
Going down.
But I've never heard of his house getting egged and shit like that.
No, I don't think so.
But he was.
He has a really nice house. Like the inside was like always super nice and clean. But I know his wife died like a few years ago.
What? That was fucked up.
Yeah, it's super sad. And she was a really nice lady too. So
That would make sense because he was a fucking asshole.
yeah.
He was. Did you ever have problems with him?
Nah. Pina Mesa, I didn't really.
Oh yeah, you weren't really
I
a
didn't
hooligan
cause
yet.
shit. Yeah, I didn't start shit.
I know people hated him and like Ticket Tim,
Take it
but I
to
never
him, yeah.
had any like problems. I never drove.
No.
I never drove either, and I got problems with tickets. Fuck that fool. Fucking bitch ass. Always
That's a
trying to
stupid fucking name. Fuck that guy.
Take it,
to him,
Tim.
lick my nuts, dude. Fuck him.
I mean, you got it for a reason because that motherfucker was on it.
Yeah, he was just a dickhead, though.
Yeah.
He was just a fucking asshole.
Always fuck with you. I remember they brought drug dogs to Serrano one time, like some puppies in training.
How cute.
Yeah,
It was,
if you have drugs, if you don't have drugs.
Yeah. And so, I was in high school and I had like a bunch of pills in my pocket, and one of my homies was like, "Hey, dude, I'll give you $10 if you walk by the dog." And I was like, "All right, like $10, you got to give it to me now, though. I ain't doing that shit." He hands me $10, and I was like, "All right, fool, I had to go." So I went by the dog, right, and I was like, "Oh, he was a puppy, so I don't think he really."
Yeah.
But like I'm all petting him and shit. I'm looking at the officer smiling like, "Oh, that's a cute dog." I'm walking away like sucker.
You were risking your whole life for $10?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Oh my god.
I mean, it could have gone. I wasn't really tripping because it was a puppy, so I was like, "What are the chances that he actually smells me?"
I feel like there were chances.
Yeah.
There were definitely chances.
And when they brought the big ones in, and they found like
That puppy could have been like top of his class for all you know, though.
the way he looked, it didn't look like he was top of his class. Dog. It was just a
He
cute
chose,
looking dog.
he chose a weak link.
Yeah, he had one ear down and shit, and I was like, "That's the guy right there." How's it going, buddy? Yeah, you'll do better. Don't worry. Then they brought the real ones in the next day, I think, and they found like a couple pounds or a pound of weed in somebody's locker.
A pound?
In middle school?
No, high school.
I was like,
No, this was in
Wait,
Toronto.
how the fuck do you
doing?
have that would reek.
Yeah, well, yeah.
For real.
How do you think they
You
found it
don't
so
even
easily?
need a fucking dog for,
for
that.
real.
They had it in like a vacuum sealed pack.
Like a key. It was a brick. They just had a fucking
Yeah,
brick.
you can compound a fucking pound of weed, dude, pretty small. And then he had like a scale and then bags and shit.
Was
Yeah,
he
the
selling
whole
that shit?
thing
That's great.
on.
Meet me at third period.
Yeah,
dog.
word.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly how do you think drug deals happen in school?
Not with
Hey,
a
what
kilo. Like,
You'd be surprised what kind of drugs ran through Serrano.
it's not the drugs, it's the amount. Like this dude
Yo,
had
you
a
be-
brick.
There was
Word.
people that used to carry around like 150 ecstasy pills at a time,
God damn.
just because they knew that they would sell out that day.
I should have had more fun in fucking high school.
You should have.
For
I told
real.
you.
Apparently, I was fucking 4 feet away from a drug dealer every.
You went on me with some of them. One time I was walking by myself and like John's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go do this." And he's like, "All right, I'll go with you." And I was like, "All right." Come on.
I told John about that the other day. He's like, "Nah, I don't know what you're talking about." That wasn't
You're
me.
not
I
admitting
don't know
to
what
it?
you're talking about, dude.
He would just stand there like all my security guard and shit, look around and fucking you're like, "Hey," on the open and shit, just tossing them the drugs.
Hearing your guys' stories, I'm like, I really did keep to myself then. Because I didn't know any of this was going on.
Oh shit!
Like, nothing of this was going on.
So we kept it in the wraps pretty good.
Yeah.
Snitch.
No, we all snitched on each
Here I
other.
thought we were all,
Good kids and shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't know all this shit was going on.
There goes that perception.
All
now.
these drugs and shit.
I was just around the drugs. I didn't take the drugs.
Yeah, he was around it, but he never took
I was
them.
around them.
I mean, like I said, like some of my close friends were the ones like getting drunk in school and stuff.
True.
And just passing the bottle around and like
My friend's sophomore
between
year
classes.
was just a pillhead. It's fucking crazy.
Was it him?
Yeah, it was.
I was a pillhead my freshman year, so fuck you. Get your
They
dates
must
right.
have fucking rolled over to the fucking next year.
You know what's funny? My sophomore year was my soberest year, if that's a
This
word.
dude came in like, "Hey man, I'm rolling on some pills. You want to watch some fucking funny videos?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Dude, we'd always watch film videos. Anytime I come into the class and I'd be super fucked up.
Remember
like,
Lit Scouts class?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbasses we there with their big ass fucking Beats headphones. Just
I used to take Juan's, dude. One time we were like, "Hey, you gonna bring yours tomorrow?" And I was like, and he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna ask Juan then so I can bring his." And we were in Hanson's class, and me and him he's like, "You can listen to music." So me and him are like, I think we're back to back, huh? And just sitting there like, and then all of a sudden I look up and everybody's just staring at us.
fucking dogging
And I'm
us.
like, I fucking take the headphones off and his shit is just blasting. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey, you gotta turn it down. You gotta turn it down.
You guys
Yeah.
had like a splitter or what?
No, we just wanted to flex our beats, so we would just both have fucking Beats headphones playing our own shit.
Yeah, we would play. So every once in a while we listen to this. Well, the videos, that shit was funny.
Yeah, we watch videos together and shit.
Just
Like all the
fail
fail
videos.
videos. This dude's
Yeah.
getting fucked up,
I
laughing our ass
remember, what
off.
year did we have Mr. Hansen in Penny Mesa?
That was 7th grade.
I didn't have Hanson and P. Mesa.
I think it was 7th grade.
Because I remember the first day of his science, right? Taught science. I was in like the front seats and he was talking and he just spit like right a hole, just like a waterfall on my
Well, that's what he
face.
would
I
say.
was
He would be like, "Yeah, if you're in the front, I spit. Like, get away."
yeah,
with
I
it."
That's
didn't know
okay.
that until
I-
after he spit on me. And
Yeah.
now I'm traumatized of people spitting like I can't do it. Like accidentally, like just I can't do it.
Confront that motherfucker.
He would be one of these, just like, don't be in the blast zone. And I'd be like, you're
I
a
don't know
sick
if she-
fuck, dude.
I don't know if she
Come on.
remembers, but Bertha actually spit on my face one time in the
Bertha.
cafeteria. Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if she remembers, but like I said, I remember because I was traumatized because Mr. Hansen had already done that to me. And I don't know if it was the same year, but I remember during lunch, we were all talking. She was sitting across from me and she was eating and she spit. And it was like spit and her food, like right on my cheek. And I was like, Bertha, I fucking hate you. But I don't hate you, Bertha. But that shit was
It's mad
so
love, but that was
disgusting.
disgusting.
I was like, nope, I can't do
Oh
it.
shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah,
you?
sick.
I think it was our senior year. Do you remember during like testing time, like towards the end of the year, there was like 2 fights back to back in the cafeteria in the morning? It was this big black chick against another girl.
Another big, it's like King Kong and Godzilla.
No?
I think all the fights for me are kind of like in one blur.
Okay.
Because I don't know what fight it was and what year, but I just know I seen some girl's hair like...
Yeah.
Like in little tufts, they go out. But I do remember, like, there was a period where everyone was fighting in the morning in the cafeteria for like
Word.
no reason, or I thought no reason. Like, we'd just be
there
chilling. All of a
wasn't.
sudden, there'd be
You
like
know
just
what?
fighting.
Were you there when they were like, I know you were there. They would like talk
If
about
he
the
was there, I
jerk
wasn't
video
there.
and shit.
The
You remember that?
Your laugh.
I was so
His
fucking
giggle.
pissed. Dude. We would get there. We would always sit like in the back corner. You remember the back corner? We would sit in the cafeteria, and we would get there early. It was me, Monkey, fucking Gio, all of us at the table, and the cafeteria is packed. And all of a sudden, these black girls they mob in like a bunch of black girls, and they're like jerk video, jerk,
Oh,
vi-"
no.
and I'm in the fucking back.
Those are the days. You weren't there.
That
I
was
was
that
there.
day?
No, he was there.
Yeah, he
but
was at Shab.
but I remember. I think I was already at Shab. But they used to record videos. They used to make rap videos when
Yeah,
I
in the
was there.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this particular time they were like talking, hyping it up, jerk video,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, I was excited because I was right in the back. I just had to turn around. I was like, yo, we're videotaping some jerk shit right now. Let's do it, dude. I want to see this shit. So I turn around. They all fucking gather up, and these 2 black kids just start beating the fuck out of each other. And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Like the jerk at like the dance.
They were doing it like to distract people. Like, we're not coming over here to fight.
Right,
We're
yeah.
coming here to have a jerk video.
Oh,
So
shit.
I got all fucking excited. I'm like, I'm about to see a jerk video, dude. So I turn around. They start beating the shit out of each other. Everyone's all excited. I'm just sitting there like, fuck, man. Like, what is this, dude?
Where's the jerk video at? Shit.
I was fucking heated.
No, damn.
They beat the shit out of each other.
I'm
though.
so mad. I don't know how to jerk or
yeah.
do the jerk. I don't know.
No, you never.
I had a front row seat.
You
This is
did.
the one time I would have been right up front. I guess I did see the fight, so.
lucky, yeah, because I got there late that day
Yeah.
because of the bus. The bus was running late that day, and then I got there because I don't know if you remember, but the next day or a couple of days later, they fought again. And they pushed each other through the doors, like through the double doors, and they went right into the dean's arms.
Yeah, I don't think I was
what?
there that day.
You know, what was the dean's name? It was a chick.
It was Hanson,
It was
right?
Miss Hansen. Yeah.
Oh,
Miss
yeah,
Hansen.
her. Yeah, and then if I remember correctly, the girl started swinging on her because she was trying to like pull them apart, and they just both started wailing on her.
But do you know why they were fighting?
No.
You never know why they're fighting over the
That's why I'm
dumbest
like,
shit.
we literally just got to school. It's like, what,
early as
7 in the
fuck.
morning?
Yeah.
And now they're
Word.
fighting for what?
The energy, though, man. Like
I
Couldn't be
mean,
me.
maybe if you're not a morning person, people can just piss you off.
that's true too.
Who knows?
Because
I remember the thing was, and I don't know if the kids still do it. The kids.
damn,
I'm
girl,
so
we're young. We're in
old.
their 20s. Relax. Shit. Damn.
But the
Making
thing
me
was
feel
to
old.
go down after school, walk down behind like the water thing.
Oh, the storage unit. No?
Yeah, to go, and then everybody would just fight.
Yeah, go and squabble.
And then they're like, "Oh, no one's gonna know," and it's like the whole entire school just
for
walking
like
down
in that direction.
Yeah, and I
Where
just
you
know
guys
like
going?
my brother would be one of the ones
Yeah, I
always
just see
fighting
your brother
over
all the
there.
time.
Yeah.
There's a
You
few.
just see him walking down, like down to the school, all mad and shit. Like I'm like, bro, chill out. Like,
There was times where when we were like when I was at Shab in my junior and senior year, and we'd go watch fights, like we would just go to talk shit, like just to piss them off.
Yeah.
But one time we watched a fight between 2 white boys, and I don't remember the motherfucker's name, but one of the guys, he was on top of him, right? And he had his hands pinned, and he's like, "Are you fucking done? Are you done?" And the guy looks at him and is like, just spits in his face, dude.
That's some hard
and he
shit.
fucking looks at him. He's like, "Fuck you." Smack, bro. Like his full, like he let all his, like I shit you not, his legs went up. He's just fucking smacked his head on this fool's like nose and broke it. And he was gonna go down again, and I was like, "Get the fuck off!" Like, damn, you're gonna kill him, fool. Relax. But he had broke his fucking bridge right here on his nose and busted his fucking lip somehow. And he was just like, but that spit, dude, like it was like a movie. He just watched him, and I was like, "What are you gonna do, dog? What are you gonna do?" I was like,
I never walked down and saw any of the fights.
They're funny sometimes, especially like the scrawny little Mexicans.
That's what I told my brother. Like, I'm like, even if you beat that guy's ass, the next day the guy's still gonna go around and be like, "Oh, I fucked him up," and blah. Yeah, like it doesn't even matter at the end of the day, you know. Like they're still gonna talk shit. So
yeah, there was a few fights that I watched like from like my sister's age group, the older ones were like, yeah, those fights were like some prison fights. Like those motherfuckers would throw bare knuckles at each other, would not go down, and I'm just like, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I remember like the people that were seniors. Like from us, does that make sense?
Yeah,
they were like super hardcore. Like they were about that shit.
Yeah, they were a different breed.
Yeah, I remember when they would do the tour from Penny Mesa to Serrano, and being like, "Oh, you know, this is like the high school you're gonna go to." I remember we were walking up to the school, and this guy was like all dressed in black with like a trench coat and like straight Columbine.
Yeah, the Jesus guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the Jesus guy, or I don't know, but he was sitting like those like standing up on the air thingies. And I just remember walking up and just seeing him, and like he looked down at me and he like jumped down, and his whole trench coat was like shh. And I was like, wow. Like, so in love with his white boy.
Oh shit!
She said, wow.
That's not what I expected.
Dude, this was like the Matrix.
Like hella Columbine status, and I was like, wow. High school.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I was like so in love with him.
I used to hate that shit. I remember when they walked us up there.
What the fuck? I feel like we got to go back here. Like this is some deeper shit here.
Yeah,
that's
I remember when they used to walk us. I used to hate that shit. I used to hate going up there.
It was embarrassing.
I just didn't like it when like, look at the freshmen. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. What's up? I'm in 8th grade. I'll beat your ass right now.
I remember I ate shit on the way down.
Oh,
and I like tore my whole fucking knee. In front of everyone.
Yeah, everybody. That was cool.
Naturally,
I just tore my whole knee up.
No, I don't remember.
It was so embarrassing.
That was fun though. Now, Penny Mesa had some. Did you ever go to any of the dances?
I think maybe one. I don't know. I don't think I really went to. Maybe one.
Those motherfuckers used to get nuts.
I went to all the middle school ones, but then once high school came around, I realized I fucking hate this place. Like, you know, I went from middle school. I was like doing all the functions. I was going to everything. Then once high school rolled around, I got like that ASB card. And I think you had to pay like an extra $40, and it got you into all the dances and shit. And I got the sticker on my card, and I walked out of the room and I looked at it and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking go to any of these things. Why did I do this? And I never went.
Yeah, I think in high school I just went to prom in Morp.
Yeah, we just went to prom.
Do you remember prom? He was dancing with like 4 chicks.
I remember for prom, they played like rockabilly music. And I was like super into rockabilly like my senior year and stuff. And I remember I think they played like Chuck Berry. And I was just so fucking hyped. And I was like jumping up and down. And I remember like my boob like fell out of my foot. I think I turned this off.
No,
I don't know. I know like my tit like literally flew out of my dress because I was like jumping up and down.
God damn, she was into that shit.
Did you have a date?
I went with my friend Melissa.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, at least did any guys see?
I hope not, but I mean, no one came up to
me.
No
one came up to
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
No one was like, yo. Yeah, no one made a scene or anything, but it was so embarrassing.
Oh, Jesus. Shit.
That happened to me one time. They had like jumpers. We had
You had jumpers?
Yeah, they ordered like jumpers.
Oh, wow.
It was like a whole little festival at night. I forgot what we called it. I think we called it Senior Sunrise because we would stay there at night until the sun rose. And so they had like jumpers, dancing.
What the fuck is this?
All this stuff.
What kind of rich shit is that?
I know. I went to a white school. And so I got on the jumper and my shirt fell, and I think these guys saw me. I was like,
What the fuck?
My whole night
beat their ass, bro.
But that night was crazy because they would open the halls and you could like hang out in the hall. Some of the classrooms would have different movies. It was cool, but
Damn, then
people were doing freaky things in there.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Like,
Yeah.
Were people doing that?
Yeah,
Oh,
in the
there's people
movie
doing all
rooms, in the
types of shit.
classrooms.
Especially, where was Serrano's at? I don't remember.
Oh, it was in fucking Redlands. Riverside, sorry. Riverside.
Was it that 2-story
I like
shit?
an airplane
Yeah.
thing though.
Huh?
An airplane museum or something.
Oh, I had one at, it was like March Air Force Base. I had a dance
It was-
It's all airplanes.
It's where you graduated.
Oh, okay.
What is
That's
that?
that's in Riverside. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, it's in downtown Riverside.
Oh, so yeah.
I don't think it's a museum.
It's
No, it's like
by
a.
the Fox Theater, but I don't know if it's the Fox Theater.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't want to go in the first place, but
I know. He was my date, and then I didn't have anybody to dance with, and I turn around and this dude's got 4 chicks, and they're fucking just going, and I'm like just standing there, you know, like what the fuck?
oh word.
Yeah.
Did he ever dance with you?
Nah. Nah, you know what? He was like, "Hey, bro,
Bitch.
come on, like
Yeah?
fucking dance," and I was like, "Nah, man,
Nah.
like you got fucking 4 chicks right here."
Not
the
even a
fuck?
slow dance.
That was one.
What a shame.
Like,
You're a fucking
you
terrible
have to
day.
fucking jump on the tank for me, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's not Frenchy, dog. He's
Shout
not
out to Frenchie.
Fucking Frenchie.
Oh shit.
That short little girl.
No.
No. Talk about Francine.
His
Because I used to call her Frenchie. That's
Oh
why.
shit. She's funny. You were in the child development class with me, no? Mm-hmm. Remember when we watched? They watched us the birth video. Mm-hmm. It was like that lady from the 70s. Oh, I was fucking traumatized.
Like old ass videos
Yeah,
for
like-
like why?
super
Fuck
like
yeah.
super hairy. I remember when they showed it to us. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
70s.
Like
Yeah.
does
And
that
pregnant.
happen?
I remember I killed like my fake baby. Like the head rolled back to me.
I was like, I told
yeah, the way too
dude,
many
if you
times.
they were sensitive though. Like if you honestly
yeah.
didn't hold them right, like it would like kill them.
Yeah.
I denied it. I didn't want to take it. I had an argument with I
Yeah.
forgot her fucking name, but I was like, I don't want it. And then they're like, no,
It
you
started with
have
an
to.
M. Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not because I have dick friends and they're gonna fucking kill the baby. Well, I didn't even do nothing. I was like, I don't want that shit. You keep it. Give me paperwork. I'll do fucking worksheets or anything.
I was so excited to get the baby, and I know I was
you
good.
fucking
I
killed it.
failed. Yeah, I failed it, but I know I always did like extra credit and shit in that class. Like I did really well in that class, so it didn't affect my grade. But I was so sad. I killed my baby. Like I was like, fuck. Dude.
I didn't want that shit. That's too much. And my friends were assholes.
Yeah, I think she was like, your baby's head rolled back like 20 times. I was like, oh god.
Goddamn.
I seen a
God
girl.
damn.
I had a girl.
I'm sorry.
I had one of the girls in my other class, and her baby was crying, and then like she's like getting frustrated, you know. And I'm watching, and I was like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And like she just looks down and fucking kicks it, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell on you because that's terrible mother."
And they
right
cried loud as fuck.
There.
remember that shit.
I do remember
You'd be
that.
sitting in class and the fucking shit starts crying.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Fuck that. I denied that one. No, I mean, they were gonna kill him.
Yeah.
John would have killed it.
I thought I was gonna like
And I had it.
do a good job.
Children class too. We were in it. We were
Yeah,
in
we
the
were
class together.
That was senior year. Or- Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And they would do fucking
took that shit
preschool
again?
like every Thursday.
Oh, in that little playground.
I think that's why I did it senior year, because I think only seniors were allowed to do
The
with
ki-
the
like
little
with-
kids. Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
would
know
you
that
guys have
part.
that thing where they would, like, it was like a daycare?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Right
much.
now? Yeah, we
Yeah.
had that too. I never did it though.
No,
That
I
shit
never
was
did. I
dope.
was
I
a
think I
child.
took
Yeah, it
cooking
was.
instead.
I liked it because I could like yell at the kids and they were my kids. It's like,
Hey, put that shit down.
I remember there was one time there was like a little blocks or something, and they were stacked up. And this kid, he would grab the shit, play with them, and just leave them there. And then he would go to the other one and grab it and open it up. And they would like by the end, all of them were off the shelf. And he's like, "All right, I'm done. I'm gonna go play." And I'm like, "Hey man, put your toys away." And he was like, "No, I don't wanna." Fucking, I got
Hey,
up to him.
it's
I
not
was
your
like-
limitation.
I went down and I was like, "Yo, you better pick these toys up right now, or so help me, dude." And
so
he was like,
help me.
"Okay," so he started picking them up.
He has the belt out. Hey,
I
dude,
got
pick him
close
up.
to him, dude.
Pick
I
'em
was
up.
like, "Yo, you better pick
You
these
squared
toys
up
up
with
right
him?
now, son."
Oh shit!
Sometimes you have to. Some kids are fucking. They're
Kids
medicine.
are fucking crazy.
Yeah, doing in foster care, like when I was doing foster care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I told the story about the one kid that tried to open the car door in the freeway.
No, you told me, but you didn't tell on the podcast.
So I had these two brothers, and it was a baby. He was probably like a year or two, and then the other one was about 7 or 8. And like when I first met him, he was real quiet, didn't talk. He listened to everything I said, but never talked. So he started getting uncomfortable, and so we weren't allowed to play music, but I would play music because why not? So I would turn on the radio, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I like that song. Can you turn it up?" So yeah, I'm fucking blasting it and shit, driving down. So one day, he was terrible in his visit. Like he was just doing bad shit. So I was like, all right, on the way home, like no music. Like you just have to sit there and stare out the window. So we're driving, and I'm cruising, and then all of a sudden I hear my handle, like the little ta, and I was like, what the fuck? But I have child lock. Thank God I had child lock. And I turn around, and his hand is on the handle, and he's looking at me, and he's like, I'm gonna open the door. And I almost lost my shit, dude, because like I turned around, because I could go to jail. Like I would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
I turned around, I hugged the seat, and I was like, open the door, open it, I dare you, do it. And he's staring at me, and I was like, do it. I was like, they're not gonna believe you, they're gonna believe me. And he's like, let's go, right? And he just like would stand down, and he's just sitting there like this. And then like, so I'm like, that's what I thought. I'm driving right, and then all of a sudden he's just on the window, and I'm like, can you roll down the window? And I was like, no, we're on the freeway, like it's too much wind. He's like, roll down the window, I'm hot. And I was like, I'll turn the AC on. I'm not rolling down the window. And so like right before we get off the freeway on Main Street, I was like, I'm gonna tell him everything you did, like your foster parent, and then our head, my boss. And he starts freaking out. No, don't tell him. So I get down to the foster parents. I'm handing them the kids and shit, and like I'm looking at him, and then I look at the foster mom, and I was like, and he's just like, no, don't do it. And I was like, they're like, oh, how was he? And I was like, he was okay during his visit, like he's fine. And then he kind of turns back and then kind of gives me like a, okay. So they took me off of his visits because I was helping out in the office more. And I guess he had been noticing because he's kept asking for me. So one day, the foster mom's to come pick up the check, and he's there, and she's like, oh, he wants to have a man-to-man conversation with you. And I was like, shit, what's up? So I lean over the little desk, and he's sitting there like staring at me with these puppy's eyes, just like, oh, like, you're not going to take me to my visits anymore? Like, do you hate me? And I was like, oh, you little motherfucker. And I was like, no. I was like, I just have to be here because A, B, and C. And I was like, I'll start taking you soon. And then he's like, I won't misbehave anymore, I promise. I was like, I know you won't, because you know I'll fucking beat your ass. No, but after a while, yeah, he would always come up to me and like tell me about his visits when I wouldn't take him. I miss those kids. Those kids were some of my, although he was a badass kid.
Yeah.
But with me.
But I think that's what some of them need when they've gone through shit.
Yeah, because,
you know, they just need someone that, because obviously you didn't tell on him, so he was like, okay, I can trust you.
Yeah.
And that's all they need. Like, and it just breaks my heart because I seen that like Gabriel Fernandez would have been 16 yesterday.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think you're the one that posted. You posted it, right?
No, I didn't post it.
No, because
No.
I saw somebody posted it, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But that just breaks my heart. Like his case, that documentary on Netflix is. I don't think I can ever watch it again.
Yeah.
it's fucking devastating.
Because I literally cried like it was my own kid or my own brother or whatever. Like I don't even know how I made it through the whole thing.
It's tough. It was tough when I would hear like the cases, like when it would slip out sometimes, and like it's so hard to hold back your emotion because I'm just like, dude, like I don't even want to let you see your own kids. Like and the thing is that you have that power, but like I don't know. It took a lot of restraint. Like I'm a cold-blooded person, but I was like, oh, the kids didn't do nothing wrong. Like it's the parents, you know. But I had parents who like discipline was out the window.
Yeah.
Like kids could do anything, like fucking scratch them, fucking sock them out, do whatever they want. Nothing.
damn.
I'm like, dude, tell them no. Like that's not okay. Like
Yeah.
this is what got you in trouble in the first place. Just tell them no. Like it's that simple. But no, dude. Some parents would piss me off so bad. Like I was ready to take my fucking my little business attire that I had on. Like I'm about to rip this shit off and just beat your ass, and I'll lose my job. It's cool.
Yeah.
If it's worth it.
Yeah, because one of the podcasts that I listen to, they do like actual 911 calls, which is like super triggering. I don't know why I keep listening to it.
Yeah.
But one of the ones I listened to like a week or two ago was of this little boy, and he had a call. It was like a similar case to Gabriel Fernandez. And I think it was also, I was in Texas actually. And the whole 911 call for like an hour or something was the mom and the stepdad, the mom's boyfriend, whatever, like just yelling at the little boy and just like talking shit on him. And the mom's boyfriend was like, you're a piece of shit. Like and he was like 8 or something. And he was like, he's like, I fucking hate you. Nothing you can do is like right. Like you're a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. Just like, and like hitting him and like just, it broke my heart listening to that call and hearing it firsthand. And the cops actually went, like, did a welfare check. Yeah. And the dispatcher put in a notice to the police officers that were like, really investigate the house, like really ask them. And when they went to the house and the parents, obviously they were all cool. They're like, oh, like, we didn't know anyone called 911 and we weren't yelling at him or, you know, this and that.
They practice that shit.
Yeah, and the cops were like, oh, you're good? Okay, bye. Like, they didn't even really, because I guess they said they're supposed to, like, take the kids.
Yeah, because you're supposed to, like, separate them and then talk to the children and, like, do a physical, what is it, like a physical check, whatever you can see, whatever skin you can see.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, like, look and then document and then either if it's too bad, then you take the child. If it's, like, something that you think isn't worse yet, then you put the child back, but then you start the process.
Yeah.
And then they'll come and take the child.
Yeah. But the cops didn't do that. And then, like, a few months later, the mom ended up, like, stomping out the little boy and killing him.
God damn.
Yeah, shit like that. Because I'm not supposed to say it, but if you ever for sure know that there's trauma happening to a child, when you call, don't say they're getting hit. When you call, tell them that there's the child using drugs. Like, there's drug abuse for that child, because then they'll rush in. Because then it's like it's worse than hitting for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
But they take it more seriously because there's drugs involved.
Yeah.
So if you ever want the true attention, like, just say that you saw them giving the kid coke, heroin, whatever the fuck you need to make up for them to get there.
But it's so sad because I know, like, even in, like, Gabriel Fernandez, like, the social workers didn't get charged with anything.
No, they were cleaned off.
Which they should have.
That's bullshit.
No, yeah, they should have fucking rotted in jail.
Yeah.
They should have gone to jail and got their ass fucking
really
whooped,
should
just
have.
just like the mom did and just like the bitch ass dad did.
And I don't know if it's true, but I seen a TikTok of, like, the mom when she was in prison, that she was saying, like, oh, I'm in here because I, like, burglary or whatever.
She was running around saying that she had gotten the DUI.
Yeah, like, and then I guess one day she was sleeping and one of the guards saw her sleeping and she was like, oh, you're sleeping really well for a baby killer. And then that's how word got out, like, that she had killed. So the guard, like, snitched on her because the guard was like, fuck you. And she was stealing from other inmates and everything from there.
Shit.
So the guard was like, you killed your baby and you're in here just sleeping, like, acting like, you know, you didn't do what you did. Yeah. So I guess that's why she started getting her ass beat.
They beat her ass, they slit her, and they poured, like, piss and lemon juice, like, on her after they sliced her.
Nah, that's good. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah,
the social workers, too.
Yeah, them too. We were watching it. I mean, everybody I think had the same reaction. We were sad, angry. Like,
yeah, dude.
I was so mad every episode. Like, I was just like, how the fuck do you do that to a kid?
For me, it was like just honestly anger. Yeah, because like seeing it, like, how the fuck you see a child with that many bruises and not do anything? Like, even like as a normal human being, like, that should not be okay. Like, you should, like, in the social workers, like, they're pansy ass mother. There's like this old lady and people were trying to, like, give her the benefit. I was like, fuck that old bitch. And I was like, her and all the motherfuckers need to get it. Like, I don't, like, what the fuck? Like, that's not okay. No matter if they had no direct cause of it, like, they deserve to get punished too because they avoided it.
Yeah. Even when they say, like, social workers have a lot of, like, caseloads and stuff, which is like, okay, that's fucked up. Like, we should definitely work better on that. But at the same time, it's like, you were told multiple times that this boy was being abused. Yeah. And you still didn't do anything, and you gave the mother the benefit of the doubt. And for what? Like, if she was the one that they were telling you she's beating him, her boyfriend is beating him, and you still nothing happened, like, that just pisses me off so much.
It's terrible. There was a case where it was three girls, or like a maybe a 2-month-old, like a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. And the mom would work nights, and she would come see him in the morning. She would come see the baby in the morning, but her and the baby would sleep throughout the visit. So I'm supposed to watch them, and that's fucking awkward. So I tend not to watch them when they're sleeping. You know, I'm not sitting there like, don't do nothing. Don't fucking do nothing. And so, like, every once in a while, I'd have the nerve to ask, like, hey, what happened? Like, let me know what happened. Because some parents would, like, besides this one, there was a cholo, like, gangster, like, bald-headed, tatted, like, just, when I first saw him, I was like, fuck, man. Like, they gave me this motherfucker. Now I'm gonna have problems. Like, I already know I got a fucking face of it. So I have his son, and the mom comes and hugs him, and the dad's like outside, like not coming in. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you that hardcore? What the fuck? I'm talking about the minute he fucking steps in the room, just tears flooding his face, like could not control himself. And I was like, oh shit. Like, well, what did you, you're a tough guy. What did you do? And they told me, and it was just, they pretty much tried to kidnap the kid, like away from the grandparents because they got caught using drugs. So, like, and I was like, well, you kind of deserved it. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, but like you put your kid's life in danger for no reason. Well, that mom, I had asked her, like, what went wrong? Because you seem like a really nice lady. Like, I'm not supposed to judge. I'm not supposed to have conversations with them about anything, but like you seem like a really well put together woman. Like, what's wrong? Like, what happened? I guess when she used to go work nights, her husband would beat the kids while she was at work. But how fucked the system is, she got in trouble too.
Yeah.
So she needs to take classes and she needs to do all this. And I'm like, the fuck for it? Like, she had no idea what was going on, like at all. But the system punishes her too.
Yeah.
And it's like shit like that is like, it's not healthy.
But in that situation, like, what do you do? Because yeah, she was working a double job. Let's say that, like, do you want the dad to get kicked out of the house, and then she can keep the kid as long as he's not in the house?
Well, what should have happened was the dad made to leave the house, the dad made to take most of all the classes, and the dad to put in all the work. Because once you have your child taken away, you have to put in full effort in terms of going to classes. And mind you, they make you take classes you don't need to take. So like she was taking drug classes. There was no drugs found anywhere in the house, but they made her take it.
So it's just like a blanket type of shit that you have to do, like a bunch. Like it's just
you need
very general.
Yeah, you need to show us that you can do all this and be a productive human. But it's fucked up. She did nothing wrong, from what she was telling me, at least. Nothing was wrong.
And he didn't hit her as well?
No.
The boyfriend?
He would just hit the girls. He would hit the children. She was at work all night, so no, she wouldn't see, and then she wouldn't see that side. Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd get home, sleep for a little bit. By the time she woke up, he was at work. He came home, she would leave. So like there was like minimal windows for the kids to even say anything to their mom.
But how does she not notice? Like if he was actually beating the shit out of them, like she's with them at some time of the day.
Like her daughters didn't tell her like this is happening.
Well, I think that's what ended up happening.
Oh, okay.
That she finally noticed. Because I mean, these fools are sick, dude. They hit them where like you can't see it.
Yeah.
And and if you don't see it immediately, it heals. It's gone. The pain is there, but the whatever mark is there is gone. So you can't. You just can't. There was another one of I'm pretty sure I told this one about. It was a little girl. I used to take her to go see her mom, and the dad and the mom had separate visits. But every time I would go, like they would be like the most prepared. Like they would have all the snacks, like games. She was a child. She was like a 1-year-old baby. So, but they would have like everything ready, Pampers to the T. So like I got curious, but they would never tell me. They were just like, oh, it's some bullshit. Like they want to say we did this, but we didn't do anything. Well, one day I got her caseload. And you're not supposed to look through them, but I had built a connection with the little girl because I would take her every week. So I'm looking, and they have the initial medical report, like that's one of the first pages. And this baby went into the hospital with a cracked skull, fractured wrist, a broken leg, and like a rib or two. And like the minute I saw it, like I spazzed, dude. Like I was sitting in my office, like how could you fucking do this to your child? And I went to the visit, dude, and I was fucking pissed, just staring at the dad, just like, if I could, dude, I'd fuck you up. Like I want to hit you so bad right now, but if I do, I'm gonna go to jail. And I had the baby with me, so I couldn't do anything. But I would, the urge that, like the anger that I had towards them after that, like I just didn't want to talk to them anymore. They would ask me how my day was going. And I was like, just continue with your visit before I fucking leave. Like it was hard. It was hard.
That's one of the things that, like, when I was listening to that podcast and that 911 call and just hearing the parents talk to that little boy like that, I'm like,
just degrade it.
Yeah, like how can you do that? Like you're like, and that guy there said he was like a cholo too, like all big or whatever. I'm like, how do you think like you're such a man yelling at a child? Like just straight, like you're never gonna be anything. I fucking hate you. I can't stand you. Like you're a piece of shit. Like, and you're supposed to be a man, and you're just like, you know, and obviously he starts crying, and they're like, oh, like, why are you crying? It's like, because you're yelling at him,
what
you're
the
telling
fuck?
all this stuff, like,
Fucking tell him a bunch of bullshit.
that shit just like pisses me off. Like,
It's
I don't understand it. I can't, my brain literally cannot comprehend how people are like that to children.
It's just a reflection of who they are and what they see in themselves, but they can't. They're not able to admit it out loud, so they have to put it into something else. And
Yeah.
you know, when they were kids, they probably got the worst because it's just a whole fucking circle.
It's a cycle, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It only stops when you learn how to, you know, how to deal with certain shit with kids. Like, yes, you're gonna get angry, but there's a fine line, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to. If you cannot walk away or like stop yourself from saying something that degrading to your child, like, you shouldn't be a parent.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't. And I know it's hard because nobody can be prepared for kids.
Yeah.
It's impossible. But like, if you don't see that life like as precious and you're okay with saying shit, like, I don't think you deserve to have kids. You should.
And I think they're
be
like, oh, he's
euthanized.
just a kid. Like, he doesn't understand. It's like, no, they understand what you're telling them.
They hold that shit like a sponge.
They really do.
And they're smart. Kids are,
Yeah.
you know, like, they say some dumb shit, but their kids are smart.
It's a crazy shit sometimes. And you're like, where did you even hear this from? Like, out of the, like, just wild shit.
Yeah.
Like, my brother the other day, I was driving him up to my mom's house, and he was like, because my middle name's Jasmine, so he's like, Jasmine, did you hear how Robert's dog died? Robert's our oldest brother. And he said, do you know how Robert's dog died? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, the other dogs killed him. Like, he was a Chihuahua, and the other bigger dogs killed him. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's crazy, right? And then I was just driving, whatever. And then he's like, well, why do you think they did that? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe the Chihuahua just got on their nerves or something. And, you know, they just killed him. I don't fucking know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, do you want to hear why I think they killed him? I was like, sure. And then he's like, I think they were in a circle and they had to sacrifice him because his blood is warm, and they had to get warm because it was cold outside. And I think it was a sacrifice. And I was like, and he just turned 8.
God damn.
Right, like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, where are you getting that from? Because I don't listen to any like murder podcasts or any true crime around him, because obviously like they're sponges. I know. So I was like, where did you get that from? Like, what are you watching? Because he's obsessed with YouTube. So I was like, what are you watching? And then he's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, Manuel, where did you get that from? Because I was like, I'm gonna kick you out of this fucking car. Yeah, I was like,
Get out. Get the fuck out.
Kicked out. Like, what are we talking about sacrificing here? And I thought he was gonna talk about like witchcraft or something, and he was like, well, I've been watching like Jesus stories on YouTube, like Bible stories. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, you know how they say like they sacrificed Jesus like for our sins? And I'm like, that's not the same thing.
That's not how that works.
I'm like, that is not the same thing. I was like, Jesus being sacrificed and you thinking that these fucking dog like
For warmth.
sacrifice this fucking dog for warmth is not the same thing.
Word.
That imagination is pumping, son.
And I was
Word.
like, you literally just hear one little thing and you fucking take off with that
Yeah,
bitch.
well,
I was like, why?
When my brother when Anthony found fucking YouTube, like, and I had moved out, or it was when he was little, and he was into guns. And like one time I was talking to Jill about something, and he's like, oh yeah, I know how, you mean this bolt or this round? And I'm like, what the fuck? And Jill was like, hey dude, you need to watch that. And I was like, well, he's fine, he's just learning, like he's good. But he has like a crazy fascination with weapons. Like, he could tell you a whole lot, and I'm like, that's good that you know that. Just use it for good, all right? Don't get upset. Just use it for good. And he's like, no, I know. I know that I know the knowledge, but I don't talk about it in school. And I was like, good, don't, because you're gonna end up in a fucking psych ward.
You should tell the story about your uncle, or was it Eddie? Somebody found somebody's gun.
When we were younger, my uncle was in a gang, so he would keep his gun in his closet. And my older cousin, he was younger than, he, I don't know how old he was, probably like 5 or something. But he found the gun in the closet, and he was like, he went to my grandma, and he's like, look, Grandma, I found a gun. And he was like pretending to shoot her with it. And she was like, she started beating him so bad. He's like, I remember getting beat that day. Like, she was
Good shit.
mad, but...
She just smacked the gun out of his hand.
For real.
She was probably shitting bricks on that.
Yeah, she said she
Motherfuckers, don't shoot me.
was terrified.
He became a cop.
Yeah, he's a cop now.
Well, look at that.
He's a cop now.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Well,
But yeah.
you know,
That ass beating set him right.
He also has a
I'm a-
fascination with guns.
shit, I'm gonna use this gun for good now. I'm gonna arrest bad people. I swear I am.
I think I'd faint if a little kid came
Yeah.
on me with a gun.
Girl, you better
Or
God
die.
take the gun and shove me. She's gonna be like, oh.
I'd faint. I'm shocked. I wouldn't know what to do.
What are you doing if the kid comes at you
I'm
with
literally
a gun?
worthless.
Taking it away? Well, I mean, I don't know.
In the scare
But what
of
if
my
you don't know
life,
if it's like loaded or not?
I'm drop kicking that kid.
You gotta tackle the kid.
Yeah.
I'd rather hurt them like that than them fucking shoot me on accident.
For real, yeah.
I'm gonna try to slap that shit out of there and then grab them.
Yeah,
That's
What if you
going-
slap it and then it goes off?
Fuck.
oh, that's gonna slap over there.
He's gonna
You gotta do
karate.
this. Dodge, you know?
Fuck no, I'm reaching for his shirt like motherfucker, just like, letting him fucking
Fuck
fly.
that.
I'm not taking the risk. No, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. A couple bruises,
I mean, fuck.
better than a wound, than a bullet
Yeah,
wound.
that's true.
It's for the kids, you know.
That's I
For
can't.
the
It's
kids.
for the kids.
Naturally.
And that'll do it for episode 54 of the Badass Kid Podcast. We'll be seeing you guys here on Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Peace.